Although the assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania, against Donald J. Trump last Saturday, July 13, remains under investigation by the authorities to determine the perpetrator's motive or motives, the event has already been added to the extensive list of infamous acts of political violence that have characterized American history since the country's founding in 1776. Dozens of attempted assassinations against federal, state, and local officials have been traced by historians as far back as 1835, with the attempt on the seventh U.S. president at the time, Andrew Jackson. Between 1865 and 2024, four presidents, namely Abraham Lincoln in 1865, James Garfield in 1881, William McKinley in 1901, and John F. Kennedy in 1963, have been assassinated, while dozens of other politicians in this country have faced attempted assassination and violence. The nation's reaction to these incidents is always simultaneously emotional and traumatic. Politicians, however, tend to react with abundant predictability and hypocrisy. President Joe Biden's response to Trump's shooting was a classic case in point. So was the reaction of other American politicians commenting on the tragic event on a bipartisan basis. In his first official remarks on the Pennsylvania campaign rally incident, Biden typically called for unity and appealed to the American public to take a step back and cool it down by lowering the political temperature of the campaign season. The president emphasized that, and I'm quoting him, "There is no place in America for this type of violence or any violence. In America," he said, "we resolve our differences at the ballot box, not with bullets." First and foremost, there is a huge gap between political statements necessitated by the shooting incident, as did similar attempts over the years, to assuage fears in America about domestic electoral violence and the actual or realistic temperament prevalent in the country, particularly at this highly polarized and tense political juncture in American electoral politics, where the country is divided right in the middle. The violence attempted against Trump is not a historic anomaly, as implied by Biden, Trump, and other politicians trying to put their own political spin on the event. I am frankly not impressed by the current sanctimonious claims by all these politicians. Indeed, politically motivated acts of domestic terrorism and violence are as American as apple pie. They are certainly more prevalent than in any other Western industrialized or high-income society. Not surprisingly, Time magazine reported today, as we speak, the arrest of a registered sex offender from Quincy, Florida, on charges of threatening the life of President Joe Biden and other public officials less than 4 days after the failed attempt on Donald Trump. The suspect was quoted as telling the Secret Service who investigated him, "Joe Biden's health is declining rapidly," he said. "Not doing too good at all. Should I finish him off?" he asked. According to CBS News, we have had 261 mass shootings in the U.S. since January 1, including 35 school shootings. In June alone, we witnessed 72 incidents of mass shootings in the United States. Second, the nature of the assassination attempt against Trump, its politically erratic target, the volatile socio-political background of his constituency, and above all, the tragic timing amid the presidential campaign, right in the middle of a heated campaign, quickly transformed the event into a rallying cry for his supporters, as we have witnessed all week this week at the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. I will be delighted to be proven wrong by the passage of time, as the Pennsylvania shooting is quickly forgotten by the American public. However, its political impact will not dissipate that easily. Based on my own personal reading of today's developments, I firmly believe that the attempt on Trump's life has irreversibly tipped the balance of victory on November 5th in his favor. I have no idea about the motives of Thomas Matthew Crooks for shooting Donald Trump, but he clearly succeeded in giving the former president a political victory on a silver platter ahead of the November 5th poll.